I need to wipe my eyes because everything about our past hurts me.
Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Robin and Co, Robin and Company. Today I have my grandmother and my auntie grandma with me. She just told me that my mom made that up because she's like my grandma's sister. So I guess it makes sense, but I don't know what the correct term of that. Well, I guess she would just be an aunt, but we call her auntie. We're at the Polite House, the Polite Residence, which is my great grandparents. So my great grandparents lived in this house, and now my grandma and my auntie grandma live in this house. So I just thought that it would be really cool to be able to get their insight on Black History Month. As far as I can remember, my grandmother was the one who taught me about like Black history, Rosa Parks, Emmett Till, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., things like that. What are your thoughts on Black History Month in general?
Well, Black History Month only have 28 days. We need more days than that to teach our children about our heritage. We have a long line of really great people, even my grandfather. But see, they don't teach that in schools. They don't teach Black history in schools. They did not teach it when I was growing up. We had to learn bits and pieces from here and there. There has not been a big change in the life of the average Black person. We are still killed for no reason. We are still shot. We are still lynched. We are still beaten for no reason, just because our skin is black. That's what my grandparents went through. We should not still be going through this. This has not changed.
Black History Month has been, as my sister mentioned, too short. It should be every day. These kids are not being taught the value of Black lives, and it has to be done on a daily basis. 1 month is not enough to show our children this famous Black person, especially the current ones. So the kids need to remember who their grandparents were and make sure that their kids know this too.
I've only met one of my great grandmothers, which is their mother. So I think that it's very important, like if I ask them now, like if they could go 2 and 3 generations back, and they can't. So I think that it's very important that, you know, us as a Black community, us as Black people, that we need to be able to start documenting these things. Us young people are having kids and they're getting to see their grandparents and their great-grandparents, and just making sure that this is something that we're taking note of. This is something that we're taking pictures and being able to show from generations to generations to come. So I think that's very important as well. So my next question is, what are some challenges that you guys faced growing up that you're still seeing today, that we're facing as a Black community as a whole?
Oh, okay. What I did see growing up and didn't notice was that Black people were herded into communities.
Right.
And basically were not allowed out. Kids grew up, you know, not knowing what was 10 blocks
Away from them.
in either direction. I see that's happening already. And so their kids are using the community store, the community mall.
Yep.
They're not going out to experience things. Kids growing up have never been to Disneyland.
I've never been to Disneyland.
And kids, if they weren't taken by the school as a field trip. They never got there.
And I definitely agree with that as well. Just to say that I see so many people in my community and people that I've gone to school with, people that I've grown up with, and they're still in this LA bubble. Like, we're so in this LA bubble. And yes, we love our district, we love where we're from, but at the same time, we also have to explore. And sometimes it feels like you may be getting trapped in that area, but that's why it's so important for us to like pave the way for us to be able to go see like all these things we're talking about, like Wakanda Forever, yes, Black Panther. Go out and see these places. Go to Africa, go to here, go to there, just to see your past and to see different like things that you may not even have known about. So I think that it's really important that we start to get away from that. But I do agree that it is still something that we're seeing today, from your generation to my generation, and that's something that I think that we should be more aware about and should just try to change, just for ourselves to be able to learn and educate ourselves on different things like that. We just have to be as a community and work together and be together to be great. And nobody's stronger than us as long as we come together. What challenges did you face growing up that you still see that we're facing
This young
today?
man looked at this white woman. They were told him and his father, if he was not out of town by dark, they would hang him. They had to rush him out of town under guise of all kinds of things to keep this boy from being killed. It hasn't changed that much. If you see a black young man walking down the street and it's cold and he got a hoodie on, he's walking down the street, but that's a gangster to you.
But that's a gangster to you.
So what do? You pull your gun. He turns around and you shoot him. Why? Because he had on a hood? That didn't make him bad. It hasn't changed that much. It's the same as my grandma and my grandpa used to say. It's the same old devil in a brand new suit.
The same old. My last question is, do you think that your generation or my generation is more passionate about Black history and Black History Month and things like that? I personally think that it's kind of a half and half to me, because I feel like you guys are more so in a sense where I lived through this, I saw this, and I'm so proud of the steps that we're taking. Correct me if I'm wrong. And our generation is more like, we're the ones that we're not scared. We want to stand up. We want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. We want to make sure that it doesn't continue to happen. And we're trying to be that force for you through all of these different outlets that we have, social media and things like that, to make sure that our voices are being heard. So I feel like it's kind of a conjoined, your passion, and we are the ones projecting that passion and that pain for you guys out onto these different outlets that we have. But in turn, it's still happening. That's why I think that it coincides with you guys. So I kind of think it's a half and half. That's Grandma, what do you think?
Half and half, maybe. But you've got to, besides the social media and getting out there with your confrontations with the police and with politicians and so forth, you've got to think about our kids.
Yes.
I mean, right now, are the youngsters being dragged along behind you? Because, frankly, I see that you're out there pushing it, but where are the babies?
Right.
You've
Where are
got
the
to
babies?
pull
That
those
is true.
babies right along with you. Your passion is going to die with you instead of those kids being
Pushed right along with us.
right.
I agree. Grandma?
Well, that's a good thing. I'm glad that my grandchildren have taken up the torch, so to speak, and trying to get our message out there that this is not us anymore. We are going to fight for our rights. We need to fight for our rights. My grandchildren are standing up, but I have great-grandchildren. I hope, I pray that they stand up also. So by the time my youngest great-grandchild decides to be a politician, he can be a politician, not a black politician, but a politician. So there will not be a race stamped on him. He will just be a politician. I told my granddaughter, you're going to be the first black female president. I told her this her whole life. She's moving up. She's moving up. And she's going to get there. By the time she's 35, my baby's going to be president.
My baby's gonna be president.
But it's good to think that my grandma thinks that I'm going to be the first black woman president. It's probably not going to happen, but
it's going to happen.
Okay, but I can still advocate for black people and make sure that we as a race, we as an ethnicity, we as a community can come together. And that's something that I want to keep going in for. If I have kids, my kids to come, my family, anyone that is of the younger generation that's below me, I just want to filter off that energy and that fight that we have and that passion that we have, and just to keep it going so that we as a community can continue to grow. And that's what it is at the end of the day, is that we continue to grow, we continue to learn, we continue to educate the people that come forth and come forth and come forth. We need to continue to keep that passion, and I think that that'll be the deciding factor as to whether things begin to change. And so I just wanted to put this video out. Clearly, my grandma doesn't want to pay attention to what's going on here.
Yes, I do.
So I'm just happy to be able to put this video out, to see the passion behind all of it. I haven't yet seen Black Panther, so I couldn't reference it in this video. But I'm super excited. I'm super glad to see all of the young kids being able to look up to a black superhero, something good in that manner, and being able to see the fight and the passion and the love that we all have together. So I just wanted to put this video together for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there's more to come. Thank you.
Vote for my baby and when she turns 35.
I guess. Okay, bye you guys. We're gonna stop. We're gonna wait. I never even asked the second question, Grandma.
Okay.